Hey everyone, welcome to the Beyond the Books channel. Today we are stepping into the 1960s world of greasers and socks in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're going to break down the essential vocabulary from S.E. Hinton's classic, The Outsiders, and look at the deep literary themes that make this story a masterpiece. Whether you're a greaser or a society, these words are your key to surviving the rumble. In Chapter 1, Ponyboy introduces us to his world. He describes a person or quality as an asset, something useful or valuable, synonyms being advantage or resource. But he also deals with things that are unfathomable, meaning they are impossible to fully understand, like the constant threat of being jumped. Synonyms being incomprehensible and enigmatic. The greasers wear their hearts on their sleeves, even when they try to act wise and sagely beyond their years. Synonyms being judiciously and prudently. Tensions rise in chapters 3 and 4. When Ponyboy and Cherry talk, they do it nonchalantly, trying to act cool or casually calm, to hide their fear and relaxed despite the danger. The word aloofness is used to describe the primary personality trait and social defense mechanism of the Sox, the wealthy West Side kids. The synonyms include detachment, indifference. We learn that the Sox consider themselves the elite, a select group that is superior in terms of social standing and money. Synonyms being aristocratic and preeminent.
While hiding out, the boys' characters truly shine. Johnny looks at Ponyboy imploringly, in a pleading manner. Synonyms include beseechingly and entreatingly. They discuss being gallant, acting brave or heroic like the figures in books. Synonyms include valiant and chivalrous. Yet, true safety has always eluded them, escaping their grasp no matter where they hide. Synonyms included evaded and baffled. Life on the run is exhausting. Johnny repeats his questions doggedly, with tenacity and persistence. Synonyms include arduously and diligently. Meanwhile, the physical toll leaves them groggy, unable to think or move normally because they are so tired and sick. Synonyms include dazed and dizzy. The trauma of the story leaves Ponyboy bewildered or completely puzzled. Synonyms include befuddled and nonplussed. He often looks back wistfully, with a feeling of vague or regretful longing for the days before everything went wrong. Synonyms of wistfully are pensive and melancholy. In the final act, we see the legal and social fallout. The boys feel indignant about the unfair treatment they receive. Synonyms of indignant include resentful and aggrieved. Ultimately, the hope is for Ponyboy to be acquitted, or found not guilty of any charges. Synonyms of acquitted are exonerated and vindicated. Some characters, like the Shepherd Gang, are just ornery, bad-tempered and combative. Synonyms include cantankerous and pugnacious. This stems from the contempt the two groups feel for each other. Synonyms include disdain, derision. Throughout it all, Ponyboy's premonitions, or strong feelings that something bad is coming, keep us on edge. Synonyms include presentiment and intuition. Following the climax, Ponyboy is in a stupor, a state of near unconsciousness. Synonyms include lethargy and daze. His memories are vague and unclear, and he becomes delirious due to his injuries and the sheer grief of losing his friends. Synonyms of delirious include incoherent and hallucinatory.
To truly understand this book, you have to look at the nuance of emotion. It's not just sadness, it's melancholy. It's not just fear, it's trepidation. Hinton uses these advanced feelings to show the maturity of her characters. This is a great chart to understand the different levels of the word, the various synonyms you should know. The book is a masterclass in breaking down social types. Hinton takes stereotypes, like the hoodlum greaser, and deconstructs them using archetypes. Johnny is the caregiver and the mentor, proving there is depth beneath the leather jacket. In literature, an archetype is a universal recurring symbol, character type, plot pattern, or behavior pattern that transcends time and culture. Mentor is a wise guide, or the caregiver protects and nurtures. Stereotypes is a fixed, oversimplified, and often prejudiced belief over race, social class, or appearance. The greasers are poor kids, so they are violent criminals. The Sox are wealthy kids, so they have perfect lives. And a rule is a brief and indirect reference to a person, place, thing, or idea of historical, cultural, literary, or political significance. Hinton uses nested literature, like the Robert Frost poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay. This is the most famous allusion in the book. Johnny recites this poem while watching the sunrise at the church. The poem suggests that gold, youth, innocence, and beauty, is precious but fleeting. It serves as a metaphor for the greasers' lives. Their gold is their innocence, which is being stripped away by violence and poverty. Johnny's final message, Stay Gold, Ponyboy is a direct reference to this poem, pleading with Ponyboy to maintain his sensitive, curious nature despite the harshness of their world. In The Outsiders, the frame narrative is a literary technique where an introductory story sets the stage for a second narrative within it. In this case, the entire novel is framed as an English class assignment written by the protagonist, Ponyboy Curtis. The frame narrative demonstrates Ponyboy's growth. At the start of the inner story, he is a kid coming out of a movie theater. By the end of the outer frame, he has processed his grief and found a way to use his voice to honor his friends. By using a frame narrative, S.E. Hinton transforms a simple gang story into a self-reflective work of literature, showing that the protagonist has gained the emotional maturity to look back and analyze his own life experiences. Ponyboy and Cherry Valance connect over the fact that they both watch the sunset. The sunset represents common ground. Despite the wealth gap between the Socks and the Greasers, they live under the same sun. It suggests that the divisions in society are artificial, and that, at the end of the day, things are rough all over. For the Greasers, their long, slicked-back hair is more than a fashion choice. It is their identity and trademark. It represents their pride and the only thing they own that the Socks can't buy. When Ponyboy has to cut and bleach his hair to hide, he feels he has lost his connection to his family and himself. The Socks are often identified by their expensive cars, specifically the blue Mustang that haunts Johnny. Cars represent power, mobility, and wealth. For the Greasers, a car is a physical manifestation of a threat they cannot fight, a moving target that represents the upper class's ability to hurt them and drive away without consequences. Dally carries an unloaded gun, a heater, toward the end of the novel. It represents the illusion of power and a cry for help. Dally uses the gun to intimidate, but because it is unloaded, it shows that his toughness is a facade. Ultimately, the gun is what leads to his suicide by cop, symbolizing his inability to survive in a world that took Johnny away from him. This is a Bildungsroman, a coming-of-age story. We track Ponyboy's maturation from a boy who thinks his brother hates him to a young man who understands the weight of responsibility and the senselessness of the cycle of violence. Ultimately, The Outsiders is a timeless story of empathy. It proves that despite our labels, we all share the same sunsets and the same need for belonging. Stay gold, everyone. Actually, if you can give the channel the gold by clicking the like button, that would be great. Also, let us know in comments if there are other books you want to look at. Thanks for joining Beyond the Books. Please like and subscribe to hear about our new videos.